Hi and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the third and final conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto, and this is occurring at 22 degrees of Capricorn on November 12th, 2020. If 22 degrees of Capricorn sounds familiar, that's because this degree has been traveled across a lot throughout the year of 2020, and this was the degree that we saw that original conjunction of Pluto and Saturn at back in January. And if you guys haven't watched it, I may link a couple videos down below from my original channel, Intuitive Insights, where I talked about these conjunctions. I talked about the Saturn-Pluto conjunction and the significance of that, which was monumental. We can really thank that conjunction for a lot of what we have seen in 2020. That really set the stage for the energies and the shakeups that we have been experiencing. So I think it would be very relevant to have those videos, and I probably will link those down below. So that kind of kicked things off. And then we had Pluto and Jupiter making three conjunctions throughout this year. The first one happened on the 444 portal, or technically the day after, but within those energies, it was very much linked up. And it's actually interesting, as I'm saying that now, I'm realizing it's the same thing with this conjunction. This conjunction is happening the day after the 1111 portal, and still well within the energies of that. So these two major portals, which if you guys watched the 1111 portal video, and of course the original 444 portal video, which I may also link below for you guys, you know that those two portals are intensely connected. These conjunctions are intensely connected, and they're also connected with that final conjunction that we're going to be seeing when we have Pluto. Or not Pluto, rather. Sorry, it's hard to keep these. They all intersect so much as we have Saturn and Jupiter conjunct at 0 degrees of Aquarius at the beginning of December, okay? So these planets, they're all kind of moving around. They're doing their thing. They're complementing each other. They're speaking to each other. They've been in close vicinity and proximity with each other throughout this year. And every once in a while, they come into these exact alignments where we feel their energy magnified even more. So in the original video where I talked about the conjunctions of Pluto and Jupiter, we talked about them kicking off with the 444 portal and how these next two conjunctions were continuations of the integration process of those energies. And so with this final conjunction, we are seeing the full integration point of those energies from the 444 portal. And it's no accident that this is happening right on and around the 1111 portal, right? The day after, while we're still strongly feeling those energies. And so we are fully integrating and stepping into the actualization of those original activations as we are receiving a whole new set of activations, right? And this is all preparing us for the major activation that we will be receiving when Jupiter and Saturn meet in Aquarius on the 21st of December. And that video will be coming very shortly as well. But yes, this is monumental energy, okay? When we talk about the energies of Jupiter and Pluto and what it means when these energies come together and meet, right? We have that expansive energy of Jupiter, and we have that slow burning power of Pluto, right? Pluto is the planet of power. It's the planet of the shadow. It's the planet that rules the esoteric, right? And so we have these energies magnified. It's a planet that also rules on a deeper level, right? Sexuality. It is the higher octave of Mars. Okay. And so we have Jupiter's energy, which is expansive, amplifying and expanding this energy, bringing light to this energy, right? And so we saw what happened when Saturn and Pluto met, and this chain of events was set into motion. And we've seen and we've felt the effects of Jupiter and Pluto meeting with each other throughout this year of 2020. And so this is going to be quite an interesting day, I think. On or around this day, we are going to see examples of what happens when power is abused, right? So Jupiter, when we combine it with Pluto, can become that megalomaniac kind of energy, right? It's intensifying that power, that hunger, that dogmatic approach, right? And so we are going to be seeing, and we have been seeing if we've been paying attention, right? The ways that power can be used and abused. And it is very likely that those in positions of power will be exposed for the things that they are doing, the ways that they are utilizing and misusing their power. That is coming up, that darkness, right? That darkness that Pluto represents, that shadow energy. All of that is being brought to light, and we are seeing that. So we can expect more revelations when it comes to the people and the systems of authority in our lives, right? Capricorn represents authority, and how they have been using and abusing their power. And we can expect possibly some big moves to be made by people in power, which actually have the opposite effect of what they're intending and create a backlash that exposes what is underneath that, right? We're going to be seeing deep into the motivations of people, the intentions. And this is going to be probably a very turbulent and very intense process. This has been a process of revealing, right? And it's a deeper and deeper level of revelation each and every time. And I do believe that we are going to begin to see these revelations, this exposure, right? This disclosure happening at a level that we have not seen before, that fewer and fewer people are going to be able to deny, right? It's been to the point up until this point where truth is being revealed for those who are able to see it. But it's still very easy for us to close our eyes to it, right? If the light is too bright. But that light is going to get so bright with this conjunction that it is a lot of people are going to be forced to look at and see things that they possibly have been hiding from and not been willing to see. And we understand why that is difficult, right? When everything that you believe, right? Jupiter represents our beliefs, our faith is brought into question. That is a very, very scary place to be. And it's easier to cling on to the old, right? When we don't understand what the new is, when we are frightened, when we are fearful, and people are very frightened and fearful right now. And so, yes, that energy is going to be extremely intense. I also got this energy, or this feeling that, right, Pluto rules the esoteric. And so I had this feeling that there is going to be more esoteric knowledge made available to humanity as well. And so I'm not sure the channels that that's going to come through. I'm not sure if that's going to be disclosed through people who channel, right? Who channel these higher dimensional frequencies and energies and beings, or whether it's going to be disclosed in other ways. But we can absolutely expect, I think, some type of disclosure on or around this date. And it's interesting to note that as I am recording this video, it's, I believe, November 8th right now, Jupiter and Pluto are both already at 22 degrees, right? They're in the same degree right now. They're just not hitting that exact point until the 12th. But during the 11/11 portal, they will be very, very close to that exact point and also in the same degree. And so this is like a continuation. These energies this week all blend together and complement each other, right? We have the 11/11 portal. We have this final conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto. And then right on the heels of that, we have Mars stationing direct and then beginning to move direct on the day of the new moon in Scorpio. And so this is just intense energy on top of intense energy on top of intense energy. And so we can see this week shaping up to be quite a week, right? This week and the following week, and really a lot of November. I feel these energies, like there's this huge energetic gateway that is going to be created by this final, between the 11/11 portal and this final conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto. And this gateway is going to extend, really, I think, the energies of it throughout the month of November to an extent, and carry on possibly even into December as we near that December 21st mark. Let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah, so in our personal lives, right? Because we've talked a bit about the collective scene. In our personal lives, this is where we are really coming face to face with any remaining demons that we have. When it comes to our own power, right? The second half of 2020 has all been about stepping into our empowerment. So are we able to do that? What else exists out there that has power over us? Anything that has power over us is going to become very clear to us during this final conjunction, so that we can finally liberate ourselves and free ourselves of that energy, right? This is the energy of becoming unbound, right? The phoenix has been burning throughout October and into this early part of November. And this is the time when the phoenix begins to rise. But it is going to be very dramatic, right? This is not going to be a gentle process, although it is going to be a beautiful process, right? I know I say that all the time, but it really, really, truly is. For those who have faced their demons, for those who have liberated themselves from anything and everything that does have power over them, this is going to be opening up an incredible gateway of abundance and blessings, right? And if it is that we are coming face to face with a deeper level of our shadow that we didn't know existed or that we have not yet faced, just understand that that too is a blessing. Because if we are willing to look at that, if we are willing to face it, if we are willing to transmute and integrate that energy, then we too are open to all of those blessings that are waiting on the other side of that. This is a huge climactic energy that is transmuting lower dimensional energy into higher dimensional energy, right? We've talked about this a little bit. This idea that we are these generators, right? We are these satellites and we are these generators. And we are being fine-tuned to be capable on an even deeper level of transmuting energy to the point where we can feed off of that darker, lower vibrational energy and turn it into light and use it as fuel. That is what we are learning how to do, how to use the darkness, how to use our darkness as fuel to propel ourselves more and more deeply into the light. And so that is the energy that we can expect during this truly pivotal moment and time. Yeah, and we've talked about this. This has been with the 1111 portal as well, right? We are receiving a deeper level of activation and power. And as we step more deeply into our power, we step more deeply into our responsibility. To whom much is given, much is asked. All right? And so as we are given more, we are then asked to do more with it. And so this is that next level when it comes to how it is that we are being of service to humanity, right? How are we utilizing our gifts? How are we utilizing and wielding this power in a manner with which it in the most effectual manner possible? We'll put it that way. I got this feeling that there are a lot of us that are here. Like, a lot of us came to assist humanity, right? But a lot of us also got caught up in our own karma and in our own humanness, right? And there may have been other past lifetimes as well that some of us have had where we did abuse our power in one way or another. And so this lifetime, as we come in to assist with this ascension, this is also an opportunity to turn that around, to utilize our gifts and our power for good in this lifetime, right? To do something deeply profound with that. And so I think that that's a really, really beautiful energy that we are moving into. And it makes sense when we feel the involvement of Saturn in this whole process as well, because Saturn is the Lord of Karma, right? And so, yeah, it's just, this is so incredibly, incredibly powerful, you guys. Like the fact that we had that original conjunction of Saturn and Pluto at 22 degrees of Capricorn, and we're having this final conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto at 22 degrees of Capricorn. I mean, that is not an accident. The fact that they're both happening on January 12th, right? Or on the 12th of the month, rather. January 12th and November 12th. Okay, like this is just like, you can't make this shit up. You really absolutely cannot. It is so powerful and so potent. The energy, you can almost feel it building. If you open yourselves up and tap into that energy, it is just so climactic. And I said on or around this date, but we'll see, right? What I noticed that was interesting with the Saturn and Pluto conjunction was astrologers for years and years were talking about this and how this was going to be this hugely pivotal date, right? The shakeup of all of the systems of authority and control, the crumbling of the castle, right? And then the date came and went and nothing too crazy happened. And I remember sitting back, and this was when I was just really getting into astrology myself. And I had been looking forward and anticipating this date. And then I was like, well, what the fuck? That was kind of a non thing. And then we saw the effects of that. It was like the slow rumbles of that energy. Remember, Pluto is a slow mover. Pluto takes, I'm not, you guys know I'm not the greatest with numbers, but it's at least somewhere between 200 and 300 years to make a complete loop around the zodiac, okay? So that is why Pluto's energy is so powerful, because it's that slow burn. And so we've been feeling, Pluto has been transiting Capricorn for quite a while. I'm not going to give you an exact date. It's like 20 to 30 years, I think, that Pluto stays in a sign. It's a long time. It's a long time. And so this has been quite a long time that Pluto has been in Capricorn. And now he is entering those final degrees of Capricorn. And we're seeing the effects of really Pluto's entire transit of Capricorn coming through right now. And he is being helped and aided by Saturn and Jupiter. And so, but yeah, that was a tangent. It didn't happen right away, right? Although there were events that were transpiring in January that we just weren't aware of here in America, okay? But then we saw the effects of that once March rolled around in this country, right? Even in February, we were hearing about the pandemic, but it wasn't declared a pandemic yet. There were lots of different things happening. And then all of a sudden it hit us. And everything has been complete chaos ever since, right? And so November 12th is this exact conjunction. These truths, these greater truths, this greater disclosure that's coming about might not happen exactly on that day, but it will happen in the wake of that. Somewhere between November 12th and December 21st, most definitely. Probably December 15th. I want to say, I haven't checked my dates, but I feel as though December 15th may actually be the date that Pluto goes direct. But do not quote me on that. I could be mistaken. There is something happening on that date. And it's going to be very interesting because there's some political things that line up with the 15th of December. Like, shit's going to continue to get interesting, right? That's all I'm going to say. And actually, this is weird, but I'm wanting to pull some tarot to right now. Clear. So I'm going with what I feel. That's what I feel as though I want to pull. So let's tell us about this final conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto. Tell us about this final conjunction. Conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto. Let's give us some energy here. Oh, interesting. We have the Ace of Cups. So that's beautiful energy. All right. Definitely not what I was expecting, but I guess we could see this, and then the 10 of Pentacles tried to pop out. And so this is great. This is self-love. This is romantic love. But honestly, what I'm feeling from this more than anything is my cup runneth over. And so this is the energy of those who have been doing the work, who have been facing their shadow, who have been integrating all of those energies, right? Those activations and utilizing those. This is the energy of us fully stepping into and embracing our power, right? It is just the cup overflowing in all different ways, I'm feeling like right now, right? There is so much chaos in the world, but see the dove up here that I'm being drawn to right now? There's so much chaos, but there's always so much peace. And that's the choice that we get to make, right? Do I choose love? Do I choose peace? Or do I choose to allow myself to be pulled into this chaos? We can view the chaos that's going on. We can acknowledge the information that is being given to us, the things that are being exposed. But at the same time, we do not have to attach to that energy and link our frequency with that energy. We can observe it and allow it without inviting it into our own heart space. I'm feeling like Holy Grail energy. That's the thought that just the words that just popped into my mind was the Holy Grail. Like, it's really, I mean, this is it, you guys. We have been waiting for these moments. Like, this is go time right now. These energies, that's why I said they're intense, but they're also so absolutely beautiful. Oh my God, you guys, we got the 9 of Cups. This is absolute wish fulfillment. This is like the genie in the bottle. That's what I always think of when I see this guy. He looks like a genie. So it's like wishes coming true. This is love. This is happiness. This is joy. This is all of the good things coming. This is the abundance, right? That floodgate of abundance that's open, right? King of Pentacles, very stable. This is stability when it comes to our emotions, overflow when it comes to our emotions, when it comes to our finances, when it comes to all aspects of our lives. People really coming into their own in these terms. And like I said, this is the people that have done the work. Right? And then we have the 4 of Pentacles. All right. So this is that energy of being very secure and very stable, but also possibly holding on too tightly. All right. And then we have the 8 of Wands. This is fast moving, momentous energy. Can also mean communication or travel. And the Page of Cups, which is... This is like that sweet, youthful energy. This is... Yeah, this is really interesting that all of this is coming through. I was not expecting this, but they wanted me to pull tarot. So this is typically seen as like an apology or a message of love. So that's interesting. So I feel like... Yeah. I feel like a lot of people, it's just like the floodgates are opening, and everything that that people were holding on to, that they were afraid to speak, they were afraid to do, right? They are now having this change of heart where they realize they're stepping fully into their empowerment, into the truth of who they are, right? This is, like we said, those final integrations of that 444 portal, this activation of the 1111 portal. It's like all this chaos is erupting in the world, but at the same time, there's like this beautiful, joyous experience that many, many people are having when they're able to step fully into their own power, right? When they are able to own that. And then all of a sudden the floodgates open, and this is like messages coming through, communication coming through, people professing their love, right? Speaking what's in their hearts. And then we also have, of course, the 7 of Cups. This is that energy of confusion. A lot of confusion, a lot of options. And then the moon, right? So this is intense confusion. So this is the other side of things, right? We have this one side where people are like really, really knowing where they're called to be and what they're called to do, and acting on that and opening themselves up to all of this incredible abundance and fulfillment, right? But then we also have this collective energy that is very confused. Things are not what they seem. It's a very mysterious energy, right? The moon is that dreamy energy. It's like, it's the veil. It's the world between worlds. It's the subconscious, all of that stuff. And so a lot of people also feeling extremely confused. And then we have the energy. This is walking away from what doesn't serve, right? So I feel as though it's like this confusion that gives birth to a type of clarity or a type of understanding. But this understanding could only happen, it's like under the light of the moon is what I'm feeling, which is interesting. So I don't know if this is like leading up to that new moon energy now or what. I am very curious. Let's see what else is coming up. Knight of Cups. Yeah. So interesting. This is not the energy that I anticipated, you guys, but this is kind of like somebody who was in a state of a lot of confusion, coming out of that confusion. And this is like somebody's making an offer of love here. It's like in the midst of all of this chaos and confusion, somebody's coming through with an offer of love, right? So people are, I mean, who knows? Maybe we're going to see some surprise engagements announced. Some people who are like, fuck it, we don't know what's going on in the world. Like it's almost like people have realized with everything that's coming out, like, I don't want to wait anymore. We may not be promised tomorrow. There is so much uncertainty, but there's almost also so much beauty in the world. And I want to share that with you. Is sort of the energy that I'm getting. So that's all very fascinating. Let's pull a couple Black Moon astrology cards. Clear. And see. Yeah. Yeah. This is like people stepping deeper into their hearts, right? Something about this activation gateway, this energetic gateway really opens people up to truth in all ways, right? Truth is being exposed, abuses of power and all of that is being exposed on a collective level. But it's also like the truth in our hearts that's being exposed. And there are going to be some people that are going to be acting on the truth within their hearts. All right, and then what do we have coming out here? We have Jupiter return benefits. Then we have the Sun spirit. And we have Pluto transformation. All right, so we got Jupiter and Pluto coming out right here. Boom. All right, with the Sun spirit. And so this is that beautiful spiritual energy, right? The sun is our life force. It's also illumination, right? We were talking about that. This illumination process, this all of the goodness. Like if the Sun card, and it's funny because I was thinking of the Sun card in the tarot deck when some of these cards were coming out, which is like the happiest card in the deck. And we have the earth element stability on the bottom of the deck here. Right? So and then revolution under that. So, and grand trine blessings under that. So it's like, it's just wicked funny. It's like stability in the midst of chaos and change, right? Because the stability we're learning, the stability comes from in here. Stability doesn't come from out there. It comes from in here. So even as it is quite possible that the world is continuing to be chaotic, there is stability. We gain our stability inside. We realize this is the only thing this being us, right? Our reactions, our perceptions, our emotional charge, our vibration is the only thing that we can control. And so people are really embracing that. Instead of feeling out of control because there's nothing else that they can control, people are realizing what an intense level of control that gives them when they are able to be centered and stable. It's like, that's part of that, what that transformation is, right? And this is like, the Sun also can represent ego. So it's like the transformation of the ego. On this day, we also have the Sun being sextiled by Jupiter and Pluto and trining Neptune, okay? So this is an energy of breaking through illusions. I want to fact check myself on that and just make sure that make sure I've been doing a lot of writing for different videos. There's a lot of different aspects coming up, so I wanted to make sure I had the right one in mind and that wasn't like the new moon energy. So yeah, this is like a dissolution of ego, a transformation of ego, a transformation in so many ways. So it's like truth is coming out, but it's like people are able and ready to witness that. And it's just, stability in the chaos. Stability in the chaos. And there's so much good stuff, you guys. I feel like Spirit wanted to, because that was a pretty intense intro, right? So Spirit wanted to be like, all right. There's some intense shit going on, but like there is so much goodness coming too. So that message is coming through absolutely loud and clear, just to remind people of how much incredible goodness is on its way to us. This is, like we said, those floodgates of abundance opening, this transformation, this spiritual transformation, and reaping the benefits of that spiritual transformation, right? Which we have been undergoing, well, our whole lives really, but especially since that 444 portal when we were activated, and before that as we were prepared by that conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn. Anything else from this deck that wants to come forward? Sagittarius IC wanting to pop out. What do we have here? Yod, Destiny, and Scorpio, I transform, right? We are in this transformation process, right? Scorpio is the energy that is ruled by Pluto, right? It is the energy, the Phoenix energy, right? Like we were talking about, that transformational energy. We are being transformed. We are stepping more into our destiny. And yes, the Yod card can indicate situations that are a bit turbulent. This indicates a need to stand in our truth and stand in our power despite possible chaos around us, knowing and understanding that we have what within us, everything that we need to weather that storm, right? This is also that energy of the processes that we have to go through alone, right? The choices we have to make, the truths that we have to stand behind, where we may not have a lot of support in that process, right? And that's part of the transformation. That's part of solidifying our own empowerment when we are able to stand true to our ideals, to our truth. And we are able to weather that storm, and we're able to do it by utilizing and calling upon that inner stability, right? And then we have Saturn, Truth, and Capricorn. Oh my God, you guys, are you kidding me? Saturn and Capricorn, right? We have all three of the planets that we're talking about in this video coming up, and the sign that they are in, right? So, yeah, truth. I use truth, okay? This is the Capricorn I use. The Saturn is the energy of truth. So these truths that are revealed, and then what is it? How do we utilize those truths, right? What action do we take? Capricorn is all about practical action. What action do we take around the truths that are revealed to us, right? And then on the bottom of the deck, the Mercury retrograde reinvention energy, which I also love. All right. Yes, and this is like, I love how cosmic this card looks, right? It's like universal truth being revealed. Truths like Capricorn, once again, this is the energy that we talked about that represents authority, that represents systems of power and all of that. The truth being revealed around that, right? And really, really learning how to utilize what it is that we have. This is also that integration piece, right? That actualization of the spiritual upgrades that we have received, these activations that we have received as we learn how to utilize them, right? Destiny, how to utilize that energy, how to allow that to transform us and move us closer to the destined path that we are meant to travel, right? This reminds me again of the fated life versus the destined life. For a lot of people who were living the life that they thought was fated, right? That they thought they were born into, that they could not change. All of a sudden, their foundation is being rocked, right? And they are being put on the path to their destiny, or being put back on that path for anyone who wandered off of that path. Like it's also this process with the timelines, right? We were on a darker timeline. We moved ourselves back to a more fortuitous timeline, to a lighter timeline, to a more destined timeline. Clear. We're going to pull a couple Starseed Oracle cards to close this. All right. I love how much hope there is in this, you guys. All right, we got the blue flame. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. All right. Do we need to say more? Hariath, longing for home, homesick for the stars. And baby steps, action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Okay. And then I remember on the bottom of the deck, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my God. I can't even, wow. That's trippy, you guys. Like, I don't know if you need any more confirmation than that. The card spelling out exactly what we're talking about to a T. I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like this in a reading. This is above and beyond. Spirit wants to let us know how impactful this energy is going to be, okay? Spontaneous awakening, right? We saw this with the 1111 portal. I mean, with the 444 portal. We're going to feel this again with the 1111 portal and this conjunction happening the day after, right? We're definitely going to experience this on the 21st of December. And yeah, activations and integrations. We're integrating. This is that final level of integration and activation on top of it, right? It's like this process does not rest. We keep going and we keep going, and it gets deeper and deeper and more profound. And so this is this energy that I think a lot of people have been in. And it's almost like remembering who we are, or for a lot of people, when they understand that they are an infinite being, when they begin to hear people talk about things like starseeds and all of this, and they realize that they never quite felt at home in this life, in this world, because this is not where they're from, right? They came here from somewhere else. There are a lot of starseeds on this planet right now. They came here to assist humanity in this process, right? And so a lot of times it doesn't feel like it fits, right? Because there's something deep inside of us that remembers, even if we've forgotten, okay? And so it's funny because I was just talking about this earlier today, actually, right? We will always, there's an aspect of us that is always home. We never actually left. That's just an illusion. However, we are here. Our consciousness is fixated on this point in the eternal now, in the multiverse, right? We are here now for a reason. We came here. We wanted to be here so badly to experience this incredible awakening that we are, this great awakening, right? This great remembering. We wanted to be here. We wanted to fully take part in this. We wanted to help. We wanted to learn. We wanted to heal. We wanted to have this adventure, and we wanted to do it together. And so we are here now. And regardless of what is going on externally, right? We remember, we know the truth of who we are. We know the truth of our power, and we know the truth of the love that we are, right? That love that's in our hearts, that love that is all that is, right? And we're never really separate. We're never separate. Separation is an illusion, all right? We are like our souls. It's not like we just showed up here by accident, right? We came here specifically to witness this, to be a part in this. Most of the people watching this channel came here to do more than witness. They came to be active participants in this process, in helping to raise the frequency and the vibration of the planet, okay? So it's okay to get homesick sometimes. It's okay to know that you don't necessarily belong here, but you do, because you are here. You chose to come here. And so all we can do is really make the most of that experience, right? To understand, to choose the destined life over the fated life, to move in the direction of our destiny, and to do it with love and to do it with joy. And that's when we open up the floodgates to all of this abundance that's shown up in this reading today. When we can be so grateful to be here in this moment and know that our home is eternal, right? I do want to say, if there are people who are struggling with this homesickness right now, with this sadness, with this feeling of displacement, please reach out to me for an energy healing. The type of energy healing I do, it's called Belvespita, angelic healing of the heart. It works with 5th and 6th dimensional energies, with angelic beings, with other beings of light, right? It helps to reconnect us to our own divinity and heal the illusion of separateness. So this could be very, very beneficial if people are dealing with this and suffering from this right now. But I feel like this energy is going to begin to be healed. And so it's just, this is the action, right? We are being called to take action. As we step more deeply into our power, right, we have a deeper sense of responsibility, because like I said, most people watching this channel, you didn't come here just to watch. You came here to be actively engaged in this process. And so now is the time when the truth of your heart is revealed. It's time to act on that. And everything may not make sense, right? If you get that intuitive nudge, just do it. Act upon it, right? And it may not make sense. There's a lot that doesn't make sense right now, right? Up is down and down is up. Oftentimes the truth is disguised as a lie, and a lie is disguised as the truth. There is so much that is deceiving. That's why we have to connect with that truth of our hearts, which is that's the biggest revelation that's happening here. It's not whatever may be exposed about authority, about these systems of control that we are in the middle of of demolishing basically right now, right? It's not, that's not even what's the most important thing. The most important thing is the truth that's been being revealed to us about ourselves, about our path, about our purpose, about what it is that our heart truly longs and yearns for, and taking action on that. If you have an intuitive hit to do something, to go somewhere, to reach out to somebody, to read something, right? To watch something, follow that, right? Whatever it is that you are being guided to do, that is helping to lead you back home, right? Not the home up in the stars, but the home with your soul tribe on earth, with your soul family. That's leading you. When you link fully into your purpose, and I can tell you this from experience because I can relate to this energy of being homesick, right? Of never feeling like I belonged here, feeling like I belonged somewhere else. And honestly, feeling as though even the people that I met that I knew I had known from past lives that I had connections with, honestly, still feeling like they weren't quite from where I was from. I felt like I learned about reincarnation. I learned about these things, and I still said, even though I know I've met soulmates of mine, I feel as though my true soul family is not here with me. I am here alone. Okay. And that was a very heavy energy. That was a bit, so I can relate to this. It's not like I'm saying this without having had any experience with it, but I can tell you, once you tap fully into your purpose, once you allow this transformation, once you find your destined life and you leave the fated life for the destined life, right? Not the life that other people told you were supposed to have. Not the life that makes sense. That's what this follow your intuition before it makes sense means. Not the life that makes sense. The one that pulls to you, the one that calls to you, the one that you yearn for, right? Even before you knew what it was you were yearning for something. Once you begin to find that something, this feeling goes away. This feeling goes away because you know 110% that you are here for a reason and you are fully invested in being here, right? I didn't come here to sit here and long for what was and what will be again, right? That energy, like I said, it still is right now. It's just my attention is somewhere else. My focus, my consciousness is somewhere else. It is right here, right now with you, right? But I am still a part of that. I can never be separated from that. And I'm always going to return to that, right? But right here is the most important place that I can be. Right here in this now moment, having this experience. I am so grateful to be here and to be able to do whatever it is that I am here to do. And every time I follow my intuition before it makes sense. I take that action, even though I'm scared, even though I don't know how it's going to work out, even though I don't think that I can actually do it. Right? Because I think that all the time. I'm not capable of that. I don't have what it takes to do that, right? Like that's the ego that comes in, right? The ego that's being dissolved that says all those things. But I'm like, okay, but I intuitively feel that it's right. So I'm going to do it. And I do it. And I get closer and closer to my destiny, to my purpose. And the more in alignment I get with that, the more I remember, right? And the less alone I feel. And the more connected I feel to all of humanity as an aspect of me, as an aspect of that one energy of which we all are a part of, right? The more compassion I feel, the more love I feel for all of my fellow human beings. Because yes, many of us are starseeds, but guess what? We're also humans right now. And we came here to be humans right now, right? And humans with an awareness of the greater truth of who we are, to help other people to remember that as well, right? I remember so that you can remember. And then at the end of this, we have Earth pulsing, pulse of mother, slow down time in nature, right? We also have to have this is that integration time, right? We have to allow ourselves that time to integrate as well. And nature is a great, great way to do that, right? All right. Whew. Yeah, we are realigning with our soul's blueprint right now, right? With our highest, most divine blueprint for our lives. And that is so absolutely exciting. I want to see if there's anything from the I Remember card that I want to read here. Wow, this reading did not. It went in a lot of interesting directions, but nowhere that I anticipated. And I feel like that's also indicative of what we're going to see with the energies moving forward, is taking us in a million different directions that we did not expect. That's why do it before it makes sense. We're not going to be able to anticipate things. We're not going to be able to expect, like, expect the unexpected. That's about the only thing we can expect. So we have to go with that intuition. We have to do it before it makes sense, right? Because there is no other way. There is no other choice. That is the choice. All right. And so this says, there was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of the life you're living right now. When you plotted out these exact moments along the timeline of your life. We live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it's because you're likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated life, to trust the path your soul is calling you toward, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision, to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you or choose the one less traveled. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You're being invited to remember your soul's greater plan and to surrender to it. When you're confronted with a path that's undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. Yes, yes, yes. Every hero in his or her life journey comes eye to eye with doubt. The only way around it is through it. It's all part of the larger plan. What are you being called to do to surrender to your soul's plan? And we are going to close it up and end this reading right there. That was absolutely incredible. I hope that you guys, I mean, obviously everyone I'm talking to now stuck through to the end of the reading. That was fucking incredible. I love you so very, very much. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know how it resonated. Let me know how these energies are feeling to you. There are links down below to donate to my channel as well. It's very, very much appreciated. But absolutely, obviously, not required. But if you do, thank you. There are also my emails down below and a description of all of the different services that I offer, especially those healings, you guys. Please get a hold of me for that. I wish that I could share it. I mean, I do share it with everyone. The entire cosmos is healed every time this healing modality is performed. However, I would love to personally share it with you. So please reach out to me if you feel called to, if you resonate with my energy, right? If you resonate with this message, if you resonate with that feeling of homesickness too, right? I love you. I appreciate you. I honor the light in you as I know that you honor the light in me. And I am so excited. I am so excited for what is going to be in store for us. I just want to keep pulling cards right now, you guys. I really, really do. I gotta stop though. I mean, we do have the Forge, Don't Follow, Pave a New Path, Be the Leader You Wish You Had. Boom. Right there. We can end it on that note. We can end it. I don't want to end it, but okay, this is the perfect place to end it. So we have surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. This is that heart joy, that heart energy, centering into that heart energy, surrendering to that heart energy, right? And then a new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision, right? Hold the vision, hold the light. I love you all. I will talk to you soon.